Students of Standard 10. This is the third part of acid, bases and salts chapter. We are going to discuss what salts are and types of salts, preparation of salts. A salt is a compound which contains a positively charged radical other than hydrogen and a negatively charged and other than hydroxyl ion. Salts are generally formed by neutralization of an acid with an alkali, during which salt and water are formed. Let me define salts once again. Salt is a compound formed by the partial or total replacement of the ionizable hydrogen atoms of an acid by a metallic ion or ammonium ion. Salts. Salts are of 6 kinds. One is normal salt, acid salt, basic salts, double salts, mixed salts and complex salts. In detail, let us discuss each and every salt in detail. Now, what are normal salts? A normal salt is formed by complete displacement of H plus and OH minus ions of an acid and an alkali. In most cases, the solution of normal salts remain neutral in nature and neither turn blue litmus red nor red litmus blue. Now there are some examples of these normal salts: sodium carbonate, sodium phosphate, sodium acetate, potassium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, sodium chloride and so on. Next, what are acid salts? An acid salt is formed by partial replacement, or an acid salt is formed by incomplete displacement of H plus ions of an acid with OH minus ions of an alkali. They furnish H plus ions when dissolved in water. These salt solutions turn blue litmus red. When these salt solutions are treated with metals like magnesium, etc., colorless bubbles of hydrogen gas is evolved. Now examples: sodium bisulfate, sodium biphosphate or disodium hydrogen phosphate to call, and potassium bisulfite, calcium bisulfate, calcium bicarbonate, etc. Next type of salt is basic salt. Now, what are basic salts? Basic salt is a salt formed by complete replacement of hydroxyl group of di or triacidic base of an acid radical. Example: basic lead carbonate, lead chloride, basic magnesium chloride, basic copper carbonate, etc. Copper nitrate, copper carbonate, etc. Next type of salt. There are different methods of preparation of salts. Now, salts are prepared depending upon, first let us classify the salts into two categories: as soluble and insoluble salts before preparation. Depending upon the presence of water of crystallization, salts have been classified again into anhydrous and hydrated salts. Now, there are 4 methods of preparation. One is direct combination, simple displacement, double decomposition and neutralization reaction. First, direct combination reaction. By this method, only anhydrous salts are prepared, which are both soluble and insoluble. Now, let us cite one example of preparation of this direct combination. Preparation of anhydrous ferric chloride. Raw materials used are rust-free iron and dry chlorine. The method of preparation: pass dry chlorine gas over rust-free red hot iron and discontinue heating as soon as the iron starts glowing. We have taken rust-free iron, children, and dry chlorine gas is passed through it so that we can prepare anhydrous salt. In rust-free iron, water of crystallization will, if rust-free iron, water of crystallization will not be present. If rust iron is taken, then it will interfere with the process. Now, what do we observe? Reddish brown vapors appear in the combustion tube. Reddish brown vapors appear in the combustion tube, and when these vapors are passed through the delivery tube, which is connected to the combustion tube at the other end, and conical flask at the other end, which is placed in the freezing mixture, the brown vapors condense to form brown crystals. These crystals are scraped from the flask and are stored in airtight containers. Because the crystals are highly deliquescent in nature and they absorb moisture from the air and dissolve to form solution. This method, there is direct combination method, we can prepare other salts like ferrous sulfide also. Mercuric sulfide, ferrous sulfide, lead sulfide, mercuric iodide, and so on. Now, next, the method is simple displacement method. By this method, we can prepare soluble salts which are both hydrated and anhydrous. Let us see from which metals. From magnesium to iron by reacting a dilute mineral acid. Dilute mineral acids may be dilute HCl or dilute sulfuric acid may be taken with moderately active metals. That is what I told you, from magnesium to iron, that is magnesium, zinc, iron. Now, I'll give you a small hint over here. Highly reactive metals like sodium, potassium, calcium are never used. Board question. Why? Because the reactions with dilute acids are very violent and explosive. Even concentrated acids are also not used as the reaction is highly vigorous and uncontrollable. Now let us prepare a salt by this method of simple displacement. Let us prepare hydrated zinc sulfate. This method is same for iron if you take iron and magnesium sulfate also. In a flat bottom flask, dilute sulfuric acid is taken and to it powdered zinc is added till no more zinc dissolves in dilute acid. Vigorous reaction takes place. It will liberate a colorless gas hydrogen and a colorless solution is obtained. Now filter the solution in order to separate the unreacted zinc. Some zinc remains unreacted. Now transfer the filtrate into a shallow evaporating dish and evaporate it over a low flame over a sand bath. When the solution becomes saturated, stop heating and carry further evaporation at room temperature. We find crystals will be formed which are separated and stored in airtight containers. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, there should not be any naked flame near the apparatus as hydrogen may catch fire. Now, in this method, what I want to tell you is 98% of the sulfates are hydrated. Okay. Now, anhydrous salts like zinc chloride, magnesium chloride, ferrous chloride can also be prepared by displacement method by using this dilute acid like a dilute HCl along with the metals. Now, the next method is double decomposition method. Double decomposition, or also called as precipitation method. This method is used to prepare insoluble salts like lead chloride, silver chloride, lead carbonate, and insoluble carbonates. All carbonates from calcium to copper, all are insoluble. In this method, two soluble salt solutions are made to react with one another in order to prepare an insoluble salt. Or even, I'll tell you one more point, when a soluble salt reacts with an acid, insoluble salt can be prepared. Later you can filter it and dry it within the folds of a filter paper. Now, This double decomposition method, how to prepare, we will take an example of this method of double decomposition, how to prepare lead. Now let us prepare lead chloride from lead nitrate, which is an example of precipitation or double decomposition reaction. Now lead nitrate solution is treated either with dilute HCl or sodium chloride solution. We obtain a white PPT which is separated by filtration. The PPT is washed with cold water and dried between the folds of a filter paper, and it is stored in airtight containers. Now, lead chloride is soluble in hot water. Now, in this method, we cannot prepare an insoluble salt from another insoluble salt directly. For example, we cannot prepare lead chloride starting from lead carbonate because both are insoluble. Now, in order to get an insoluble salt from another insoluble compound, first the insoluble compound is converted into a soluble salt, and then a soluble salt, and then the soluble salt is treated with another salt solution. By this method you can prepare. For example, suppose you have to prepare lead chloride from lead carbonate. First, convert lead carbonate to lead nitrate and then treat lead nitrate with dilute HCl or sodium chloride. And this is a double decomposition reaction by which involves two steps. You can obtain the required salt. Next method, the last method of preparation of salts is neutralization. It is a chemical reaction brought in between a base or an alkali by using dilute mineral acid. We all know there are three alkalis: sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide. When neutralization is brought in between an alkali like aqueous sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide and dilute acid, we call it as titration. Otherwise, directly, if it is not alkalis, if it is a base and an acid, we call it as general neutralization. Now, let us prepare hydrated copper sulfate by neutralization, by this method of neutralization of an insoluble base. Let us prepare this by action of dilute acid on an insoluble base, copper hydroxide. Now, take dilute acid in a dilute sulfuric acid in a beaker and heat it on a wire gauze. Add copper hydroxide little by little in small quantities and keep on stirring the solution till no more of the salt dissolves in it. Now the excess salt which settles at the bottom is filtered when it is hot and collect the filtrate in an evaporating dish, that is china dish. Evaporate the filtrate and crystals are obtained which are allowed to cool and they are stored. This is general acid base neutralization. The next method is neutralization of an alkali with an acid. Let us take alkali, caustic soda, with acid, dilute sulfuric acid. The method is called as titration. As I already told you, titration is the method which is brought in between an alkali and an acid. Here we have taken by this method of titration. Now listen, I will explain you the method. This titration is always during titration, the acid is always taken in a burette. Alkalis are always taken in a conical flask with an indicator. When an acid is added to the alkali in the conical flask, the indicator, general indicator means it may be phenolphthalein, methyl orange, they are called as indicators. They generally lose their color and at one time it becomes totally colorless. Now at this point, stop adding the acid, transfer the salt solution to a shallow evaporating dish and boil it with a pinch of activated charcoal in order to remove the color of the indicator. Now filter the solution and evaporate and evaporate over a sand bath on a low flame. When the solution turns saturated, carry the further evaporation at room temperature. Crystals are formed, separated, dried between the folds of filter paper and stored in airtight containers. The same method is shown to you in this picture. The burette, dilute sulfuric acid is taken, readings of the burette are noted, and then the difference between the first beginning and the end point will give you how much acid is used to form a salt in the conical flask. This method is called as titration method. The picture shown to you is a burette and a conical flask. Thank you, students. We have come to the end of this salts chapter, acid bases salt chapter.